Okay, so I just heard recording has started, so let's kick things off. Welcome everybody to the J Community Meeting. Today is Monday, 28th of June, 2021. We're going to just jump right in. There's a few topics on the agenda. First topic is Fabrice. You're going to talk about Docs PR template.
Yeah, hi. So I'm here to discuss change in the PR template for the documentation, and I'm mainly before we merge this or we rework it, I would like to have to see the reception on this change. So I'm trying to have something where so the idea is to make more clear what as a writer, what is the checklist that we are using as a technical writer, and to make it surface into the PR template. So that's the main idea. Then I want to make sure it's not overkill. So where should I put the limit of items in the checklist that is not too much? And the other idea was to make visible what is automated in our process and what is not automated. So I'm open to any remark and question about that. But if you look at the top of the pull request, you have the how it would look like in a pull request. So it's like it's a little bit long, but it's all what we do, and I don't know what makes sense to make visible and what is completely overwhelming for engineering.
But should so I see there is some automated test that will block the PR. So would anyone need to check manually, or would that be done automatically?
That's a very good question. It's do we need that here to make so? Because in the check is I've already heard people telling me that the checks are not clear, and that's so when I say, hey, the links are broken, and it's, hey, where do I see that? And I was thinking maybe this makes more clear to check the.
I see there's a section there about downstream friendliness.
Yeah.
I don't think people who are doing just upstream documentation will know what that's about.
Yeah, so that's also so the levels are also here to explain. So it's all what we are doing, and from our perspective, we are not expecting. So our work is mainly to work on the level 3. So as a writer, we are more expecting work on the level 3 in the review processes to make sure that all of that is happening. And level 2 is something that is not automated, but is what is, let's say, more simple to achieve. So that would be our next targets in the documentation in terms of quality. And that's something where I believe that's something that's achievable for everyone. But
Maybe it's not clear what the contributor needs to follow and what reviewers will have to follow.
and what? Excuse me.
The people that will do the review,
Mhm.
probably they will not follow all the items. I mean, I think the steps are very welcome for contributors to create the pull request. But then when it's a part of the duty job of people to do the review, maybe it's not there. Maybe it's like a process documented in the wiki, or I don't know. But
So you mean
if I'm an external contributor and I create a pull request, I will have like 30 checks to follow. I'm not sure people will understand what they have to do.
yes? So the aim also is to have something for our new hires, so for our new writers, because it's more easy to do a review if you have the checklist directly in the pull request. Also, it's like you can check the boxes. Maybe we should. So I try to write at the top. It's for writers and reviewers. It's the things that we checked when we do reviews. So
So maybe the level 1, level 2, level 3, not enough to. What is the level 1, 2, and 3 when you just create a pull request? I mean, I want to fix a typo. Should I follow all of that? It will be the technical writer that will follow some of them.
well, when it's a fix, usually we still have to have the validation, but on a fix typo, it's there is so the scope of the content to verify is very small, so it goes fast. It's more for the it's more for the new content that we have some some process to some clarification to do. It's like what are the expectations. So it's clarify the expectation. And so it's we will propose change for this thing because of these principles. So to make things clear that we have some goal that we want to achieve, or that we want to have something, and clarify what are the rules. So what are the direction we'd like to have.
I don't know what is level 1, 2, and 3 if I create a pull request.
So title like that don't make sense. So it would be much like.
Here also technical writer. I don't know. You can name it depending on the role of who is creating the pull request or.
So like level 3, please request the help of a technical writer, something like that. I don't know how to word it. So the idea is halfway clear to me at the moment, and I expect a lot from the discussion here to make it more clear. But for me, is level 2 is something that an author could be able to do, but we have to discuss this because I'm not sure. Maybe my assumption is completely false. And level 3 is more like request the assistance of a technical writer if you feel challenged by this. But I don't know exactly how to write it and how to express that thing.
I would say if it's not for every contributor, then we should move it to a wiki page or something like that. And
But
if some of items are not done by the contributors.
but it's for the reviewer, so because it's a pull request where you go to a review process, and the review process that we are following is basically it's iterating over these items, but it's not visible. It's the checklist that we follow, but the checklist is not visible by the contributors, and I believe that's not fair. You know, that's not fair to not display it.
I was
Might
just
I say-
expecting a status like doc approved. That's all.
You-
I mean,
And you don't need to know the details on why doc approved.
no. I mean, if I'm just a contributor, I would say I can have a link to see what are the steps are used by the docs team, but I don't know.
So-
From my point of view, yeah, it's too many items to follow.
So it would make more sense to have this as described in the contributing page, but not in the pull request template.
Yeah, maybe.
or some version of it. Maybe there's an abbreviated version for just for documents that's maybe less overwhelming. And then once people get started, they can dig into all the other different steps, right? In terms of wording, might I suggest like calling them steps and not levels, and giving them subtitles? Like one step is, following the style guidelines, and then you have title and, information is clear and concise, that sort of stuff. And then you have one section about submitting the pull request and so on. Just so that I know each bullet point is a step in itself, but just calling them steps means kind of exactly which way to go.
Okay.
From an outsider looking in, my 2 cents. Also, a question I noticed in level 3, language is compliant with the IBM style guide and supplementary style guide. Use my ignorance, but is there an Eclipse style guide for documentation? Does anybody know?
Not that I know. And the supplementary style guide from Red Hat is open source, so it's published on the internet. And the IBM style guide is a problem because there is a publication from 2011, which is a book that you can buy. And then there was a web version in DeveloperWorks, and it has been shut down. And then there is the IBM style guide as a PDF that you can have at Red Hat if you are a writer, but it's written confidential. So we have a problem with that. And we are not the only one. So, and currently, so we are working on it. So the idea is to get at some point with some implementation in Veil of some open source style guide, which is inspired by IBM, but we are not dependent of a resource that is not available to anyone. But currently, that's not something that we can talk. So I and other people in CCS and in our docs team are trying to move things around, but it's a long process. So it's something that's, we have the Microsoft style guide, which is public. We have the Apple style guide, which is public, but no, for Red Hat, it's the IBM style guide, and it's a closed source resource. That's a bit bizarre for me, but that's what I have to live with. So I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the supplementary style guide is quite helping, but it's just the top up on the big the big stuff. So it's yeah. So we have a problem with that. We do as the best as we can to have the veil shake makes it because you have just feedback in the ID directly of what is good, what is not good. You don't need to have the PDF under your hands. So that's the idea, is to remove the necessity to have this 500 pages book and to have something in the editor to give feedback. And that makes perfectly sense because it matches with the project goal. So to have something where you can develop easily. So you write Shedox on Eclipse She, you have the plugin testing the docs, so that's really cool. So good convergence.
All right. Did you get any feedback that you can use today? Is there any more specific information you'd like?
So I know now that's not in the template. So the pull request template is not the right place. So then I have to figure out something else for the new writers, because we have a page in Confluence which is basically the same, and I know people are copying the file to check things when they review pull requests. So to have the items directly in the pull request makes their life easier, because it's I've checked that, and now yes, I can validate. We will survive.
All right. Does anybody else have any feedback or questions for Fabrice? Okay. We'll move on then. If you need any more feedback on that, I suggest posting on the mailing list if you haven't already, or we can discuss again in another meeting if you need to.
Okay.
So next up, new YouTube channel, Sun.
Yes, so can you open the mailing list email? The second link.
Or the second link?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've just sent this email an hour ago. Yeah, so the thing is, wait a minute. Yes. So 2 years ago, 6 months ago, we Brad had left Red Hat, and his Google account was owning the YouTube channel of Che, and we couldn't. So we tried to reactivate that account, but we couldn't do that because of legals and so on. And so now we have no way to reactivate this or to have access again to this account. So we cannot publish any videos in this channel. So the idea was to now to create a new YouTube channel and so people can publish videos related to Che again. So there is we're not making the same mistake. Can you show the message?
Hello, Sam? I have problems.
You were breaking up.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Must be your Matrix background eating up all your bandwidth. We can't hear you now. Unmute. Okay.
Is it okay now? You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, can you scroll down, Brian?
Yeah. So, question for you: was it someone at YouTube you were talking to who told you couldn't access the account, or was it
No. So I tried to send a message to through the YouTube support channel, but I didn't have any answer reply, and I sent like three times the same request. No answer. Then I tried to reach the Red Hat IT to see if they could reactivate Brad's account and we could access to it and then change the owner, but couldn't do that. And they also talked to to Google as well, but they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't do that. And so we have now a new Gmail account. So we are using eclipse.che.community@gmail.com, and if you want to publish any content, you can reach me, Roman, or Mario, or Marta, either to have the password to access to this account, or you can just ask to add your own account, a Gmail account, as a member of the brand account. So that's also possible, and that is what we would do for most people publishing videos. And we will try to keep the number of people having the password as minimal as possible. What else?
Will the old channel exist still?
Yes.
Or is there any way to get that shut down? That could be confusing, right?
Yes, it still exists. So what I'm doing now is that I have created 2 playlists in the new channel. And the good thing is that we can reference the videos from other accounts, other channels in this playlist. So I could, for instance, in the playlist community meetings, add videos from the old channel.
Okay.
Right. Unfortunately, I have no way to edit the description of the old account. So that's that we cannot do because we don't have the access. But we have to live with that. And what else? Yes, I still have to, or me or someone else, we still have to update all the references to the old channel. So maybe have to look at the README docs, the README files, and so on to see if there is any references to the old channel. And yeah, I think that once we'll be ready, I can tweet about that. Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, as the Eclipse Foundation, do they have some people already owning some YouTube channels? For example, we could add some Eclipse admins here to keep the channel alive as well, instead of just using Red Hat people.
what we could do is, I don't know, we can share the. So yes, I think we can share the password with anyone, even from the Eclipse Foundation. That won't be an issue, but I'm not sure if it is a good idea to have the an Eclipse account or an Eclipse webmaster or whatever owning this. I don't know. I have no.
Yeah. So at Eclipse, our marketing team runs our YouTube channels, and we have one for the foundation. For sure. I don't know if we have other ones, but the only channels that we'd really own would be, the main foundation one and perhaps working group channels, but not on the project level. So any such channels / assets need to be owned at the project level. But in saying that, we're happy to be one of the admins, contributors in some way as well. So feel free to share with me some of the details. We publish a lot of Che content as well on the foundation channel. There's a Cloud DevTools playlist on the foundation channel, so check that out. Feel free to pull in videos from there into your playlists. I see there might be one already, the Cloud Chat conferences, talks, demos. I'd say some of them are being pulled in from its foundation channel. Yeah, this is the Eclipse Foundation channel. Yeah. So there's a Che playlist over there, it seems. Okay.
Okay, that was it for me. So if there's no questions, I will share the passport with you.
All right, any further questions, comments on that? All right, so this item number 3, releases. I put that on myself. I don't know if it warrants discussion today, but I see there's a question above. Do we need to keep listing releases and dates up at the top section of this document? And Sun, you have a comment we can discuss. So is the person who asked that question here, maybe provide more context, or anybody want to take it up? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I thought that would be interesting to have a quick update of the last release that we have done and what is the content. That would be good for anyone joining the meeting to know. Yeah, so yeah, for instance, we just released 7.32.0. What is in there? We have this big picture there. We're fixing these issues, and so that would be interesting for anyone coming. And it's also useful sometimes because if a release is delayed for some reason, to know that it is going to come which date. It happens that the release is delayed for some reason, and yeah, to know if we have any a new date or when it is what is the new plan for the next just for the release. It's just so to me that was the main reason I did this section at the beginning. But
yeah, I think go ahead.
Yeah, but then I didn't know about this Mattermost channel. I just found out that one just 2 months ago, and yeah. So yeah, but then if myself as a contributor I don't know that this channel exists, who would know that it does exist? So maybe we're not exposing that properly. It has to be referenced in the README files or in the website. I don't know, but at the moment, only a few people knows about that Mattermost channel. Okay.
Yeah, and I think to make this section more useful as well, I think you should add in information about not just latest release, but upcoming milestones, and in particular, how to get an item to an upcoming milestone. So something related to planning. So whether that's just a link to the planning docs, or whether it's a link to, you know, some label in GitHub, but just somewhere where people can see. Talked to Mario a little bit about this recently, and Tim, and you know, there is a process, but it's not very obvious right now what that is. So I think maybe a little bit of work needs to be done on documenting that. Someone wants to write that down as an action item. If you need more context about that, just contact me. I've got some information about it. Mario does as well. So for example, you know, a newcomer comes on the call and, you know, they have an idea for this fantastic feature that they want to contribute to J, you know, and, you know, just where to start, right? Yeah. All right, any other questions or comments on this topic? All right, so that's it for the scheduled agenda. So I'll open it up for any other business or any team or project updates. Okay, no takers. So I think we can conclude the call for today. Thank you to everybody for coming, and we will see you in the next community meeting.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Kyle.